hazardous areas, pipeline and storage areas. Meanwhile, barely 2 days after the Kasuwa Daji market attack in Borgu local government area of Niger State, which left over 40 people dead and scores, including children and elderly women, abducted, gunmen have struck again. The gunmen targeted a mobile police Mopo checkpoint in New Kali, Wawa ward of the same local government area. The attack took place on Sunday at about 12:30 a.m. when the assailants set fire to officers' living quarters, destroyed farm produce and seized some belongings. No casualties were reported during the raid. The renewed attack comes on the heels of the Kasuwa Daji market incident, which left about 40 people dead and scores, including children and elderly women, abducted. Many of the victims were residents of rural communities in Borgu local government area. In Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has announced a 100 million naira donation, 2 utility vehicles and 4 housing units to the Lagos chapter of the Nigerian Legion as activities for the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day begins. The governor made the disclosure today via a post on X after receiving members of the Nigerian Legion at the State Executive Council meeting marking the official kickoff of the Remembrance Day activities in the state. Governor Sanwo-Olu said the donation was part of efforts to demonstrate Lagos State's appreciation for the sacrifices of military veterans and fallen heroes. He added that the state government would also provide 4 two-bedroom apartments along with food and other supplies to support their members. According to Governor Sanwo-Olu, Nigeria's continued sovereignty is tied to the sacrifices of members of the armed forces, stressing that remembrance should go beyond symbolism. He further noted that the Remembrance Day activities offer an opportunity for government and citizens to honor both fallen and living heroes in practical ways. The donation by the Lagos State comes amid similar gestures by state government across the country as preparations for the 2026 Armed Forces Remembrance Day gathers momentum. Recently, the Ondo State government launched its Emblem Appeal Fund with a 5 million naira donation to support military veterans, widows and dependents of fallen heroes. In a very recent development, the African Democratic Congress ADC has described the recent crisis in Venezuela as a lesson for Nigeria, faulting the federal government for its silence over the United States of America's arrest and trial of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. ADC National Publicity Secretary Bolaji Abdullahi said in a statement on Monday that the development highlights the increasing global rejection of illegitimate administrations and compromised electoral processes. On Saturday, U.S. military operation authorized and overseen by President Donald Trump resulted in the arrest of the Venezuelan President Maduro and his wife, who were subsequently airlifted by helicopter to New York City to face charges related to drug trafficking and arms offenses. Reacting to the development, the ADC described the Nigerian government's failure to respond, unlike other countries and global leaders, as a national embarrassment, attributing the silence to President Bola Tinubu's alleged personal fear that he could one day face the same fate as the disgraced Venezuelan leader. The coalition party stated that Nigeria's global and national reputation under this administration, along with its silence, reflects a moral crisis that undermines the government's legitimacy to take any principled stand. In a very recent development, the political feud between the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory FCT Nyesom Wike and Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has taken a dramatic turn following the arrest of a Port Harcourt-based medical doctor and pastor over an alleged plot to assassinate the former Rivers State Governor. Security sources told Sarah reporters that operatives of the Inspector General of Police Intelligence Response Team arrested Dr. Tumbari Joseph Beniol, a medical doctor and the founder of Life Fort Chapel Church in Port Harcourt. According to the sources, the pastor's arrest followed the interception of a telephone conversation between him and the immediate past secretary to the Rivers State government, Dr. Tammy Danagogo. According to the sources, the intercepted call allegedly discussed plans to bring in Israeli nationals to carry out the assassination of Wike. The conversation reportedly ended with plans to approach Governor Fubara for funding to execute the operation. A senior security source described the content of the call as a grave and national security threat, adding that it triggered the immediate intervention of the IRT. Following the intelligence reports, operatives of the IRT, led by the Commissioner of Police, Ahmed Mohammed Sanusi, moved in and arrested Pastor Gbeniol. He has reportedly been in detention for about 2 weeks. Security sources further disclosed that efforts are ongoing to arrest Danagogo, who is said to have gone underground since the matter came to light. Confirming the development, the Nigerian police said the suspect is currently in custody. The police, however, declined to provide further details on the suspect's identity or the specific nature of the alleged offense, noting that detectives are still working to establish the full circumstances surrounding the case and identify possible accomplices. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has nominated former Rivers Southeast Senator Magnus Abe as chairman of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC), seeking the Senate's confirmation for him and 20 other nominees to serve on the boards of the 2 key petroleum regulatory agencies. In separate letters to the Senate today, the president requested expedited approval for board members of the NUPRC and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA). Abe, who represented Rivers Southeast in the Senate for 2 terms, previously served as a board member of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and currently chairs the National Agency of the Great Green Wall. According to a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, Abe will lead the NUPRC board alongside other non-executive commissioners, including Paul Jersey, former Trade Union Congress chairman in Kaduna, and Sunday Babalola, a former deputy director of the defunct Department of Petroleum Resources. The president also nominated 7 executive commissioners to the NUPRC board: Mohammed Lamido as executive commissioner for finance, Edu Inyang for exploration and acreage, Justin Iziala for economic regulation and strategic planning, and Henry Oki for development and production. Others include Indabawa Alka for Corporate Services and Administration, Mahmoud Tijani for Health, Safety and Environment, and Olayemi Adeboyejo as Secretary and Legal Advisor. Lamido and Adeboyejo were initially appointed by former President Muhammadu Buhari in 2022, while President Tinubu appointed Alka in 2023. You're listening to the news at 6 on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. I'm now being joined by Public and Political Affairs Analyst, Mr. Elvis Elimihele, for the analysis segment on the news at 6 this evening. How are you doing today, Mr. Elvis? Happy New Year to you and welcome to the news at 6.
Good evening, Choma. How's your day?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing today? Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm fine. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. Good to have you here. Let's begin with the latest development where the Nigerian police has reportedly arrested a pastor and has also launched a manhunt for the former Rivers State Secretary to the state government, that is Dr. Tammy Danagogo. They say that both were involved in an alleged plot. They were discussing plans to bring in Israeli nationals, basically assassins, to assassinate the minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike. And that even in that conversation, they talked about a plan to approach Governor Fubara to funding to execute the operation. We do know that Fubara is not in Wike's good books. So do you think there is any truth to these allegations, or is this just something else to hang on Rivers State Governor Fubara's neck?
Choma, this is a witch hunt, the way I'm looking at it, because the way Wike is actually chasing Fubara and want to just bring him down politically and otherwise, it's not something that should be applauded. But I just pray the police will do their job, diligently, because what is going on in Rivers State at the beginning of this year again, it's just like what we saw when in 2025 at this time last year, that culminated into the emergency regime in Rivers. So please, the police must do their job, because I don't know why Wike is just looking for where to just bring this young man down by all means. You saw the drama that be playing at the rivers now for the past 1 week, and what the police is doing now is not different from that drama that Wike brought down from Abuja. This recent panic visit to all the local government that he termed a thank you visit. After 2.5 years of election, Wike just suddenly woke up now. I remember that he had to go around all the local governments to begin to talk about thank you visit. I thought thank you would have come immediately after the election and even after the swearing of the president. So this one that we want to rope Fubara into another matter now that we drill his political career and all that should be checked appropriately. And the Rivers people must not give Wike a chance. This one, the Rivers people have allowed Wike to just put Rivers. I mean, the whole state. I don't know why Rivers people are behaving as if they don't know exactly what is going on. Why are they playing the ostrich in this matter? They should at least let Wike know that he is not the only citizen of Rivers State. Rivers State gave him his mandate, gave him their mandate for 8 years. Then Rivers State again has given another of their illustrious son another mandate for 4 years. And even if it's possible, 8 years, Wike should allow this young man, Fubara, to have his stay as governor of the state and take out all this one that is just using to pull him down. I mean, this one, Nigeria should also speak to Wike and even remind Rivers people to wake up to their responsibilities.
Talking about the Nigerians speaking to Wike, is it Nigerians that will speak to him and he will listen, or the president to whom he is working for? Many Nigerians have actually been calling on President Bola Tinubu to call Wike to order. But why would you think that Wike's hands is in this when he is the one that there is an alleged assassination plot on? And also, why would the former SSG be involved in an assassination plot against former Rivers State Governor Wike? Why would the name of the sitting governor Fubara be mentioned in that? Do you think in this era of artificial intelligence that that it could be possible that that particular phone call that the intelligence agents claim to have intercepted was made up or was formulated using AI and other tools?
Absolutely, because I don't think Fubara has that time to go and be plotting against assassinating. Well, why will he be plotting? Fubara is not Fubara, even if he's not allowed to contest the second tenure in Rivers State, according to Wike, he's not a poor man and he will never be poor again. So I don't know why, because that's why I'm really saying that Rivers people should not allow Rivers State to be destabilized a second time. Even the Holy Book, he said affliction shall not arise a second time. This is an affliction coming again upon Rivers people. So you should check this, especially you just said this, this era of AI. Somebody's voice can be cloned and say and what you don't know about just be roped on you. I think you mentioned this. Even this time around, the president, Ahmed Tinubu, should not play the ostrich. This is Rivers State now that the governor of Rivers State is now in among his family, which is APC. He's now a member of the APC. So what happened last year when he was in PDP should not allow to play at. I don't even know why President Tinubu. I don't think President Tinubu will trade Fubara for Wike, especially now that Fubara has joined them in their party. I don't know whether he will allow that. So he shouldn't play the ostrich. He should know now that Fubara is one of them, and whatever matter that is brewing in Rivers State, he has to cover it as quickly as possible. Let me tell you, not one person has this monopoly of violence. So if Wike thinks he can begin to, ride everybody in Rivers State, there are other persons that are saying no, no. So if you push a goat to the wall, even if it's not harmful at the beginning, if you push it to the wall, you might react. So this one has had that they want to make another case now to come and tarnish the image of Fuka. The president must intervene immediately. We have so much on our hands already in Nigeria, so Rivers State must not be allowed to boil again. So that the river, why I'm calling on Rivers State, that Rivers people voted Fubara for dividend of democracy. With all this crisis up and down, they will be denied of this dividend. That's why I'm calling on Rivers State people that they should let Wike know that he's just one citizen, over 5 million citizens of Rivers State. So he cannot just become from Abuja or wherever to come and be destabilizing the peace of that state. Since September, where Fubara was brought back to power, you can see the number of projects he has been commissioning. A lot of these youth was busy commissioning projects. That's what the Rivers people need, and not trouble, and not bringing comparison to Rivers just to discuss the good leadership this young man is trying to entrench in Rivers State.
Not everybody would agree with you that Governor Fubara's leadership is a good one, but Nyesom Wike, FCT minister, has been pushing for what he called a rainbow coalition. That is basically a cross-party alliance in Rivers State and other states ahead of the 2027 elections. He says other states should emulate what Rivers has been able to do, whereby they will gather together and support President Tinubu's re-election, even if people still belong to their respective parties. But when it comes to supporting the federal government, they should all align to support President Bola Tinubu's re-election in 2027. Is there any sense in that?
Well, I don't know why that shouldn't even be a problem, Choma. If they are saying, okay, all the political parties, okay, APC, PDP, or whatever, should join to vote for President Tinubu in 2027 general election, it's not a problem. That is an understanding. The Rivers people can do it, but when it comes to the governorship, they should allow the Rivers people to choose whoever they want to choose. We saw such an alliance. AG said all the AG states should vote for a PDP during the second tenure, coming back or second of President Obasanjo. Then they came and voted for President Obasanjo in 2003 as president. They now told them to go back and vote their respective groups after the presidential election. Although it burned their hands that time, that almost all the AG states, they lost the only Lagos state that the sitting president was able to rescue. But it's an agreement. That would be an understanding. But this is talking about agreement. Where is the role of agreement? And which agreement is this? How can one go into an agreement for a whole state? Rivers State is only wicked that is going into agreement for Rivers State. I mean, I know not all Rivers States Rivers people will agree with. But from my own perspective, Choma, I mean, it's becoming very irritating that anytime we take the microphone, what is after is all about Fubara and agreement. What is agreement? Somebody left that seat for you to come in. Then you must also leave the seat for another person to be there. That's what makes democracy sweet. This idea of godfatherism, or when somebody is there, then because you just left there, you now masculinize him, that he will not be able to speak, will not be able to do those things that will be beneficial to the people. The people must not support you. That's why I'm calling on the people of Rivers State, Choma. Even though some of them may not agree with me, but you will agree with me too that 70 to 80% of the people of Rivers State are becoming too irritated with Wike's behavior towards Fubara and their state.
All right, then. Let's actually talk about the situation in Venezuela right now after U.S. President Donald Trump ordered the bombing on Caracas and also ordered the removal of President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, who are right now facing charges of narco-terrorism in a New York court. The ADC, that's the African Democratic Congress, the ADC coalition, is criticizing President Bola Tinubu, saying, why has he not spoken on the Venezuelan situation? They accuse him of running a sold-out administration that cannot comment on issues just so that they will not offend U.S. President Donald Trump. Do you think that's what's going on here?
Nigeria not get liver. Nigeria not get liver to talk on the Trump matter. Make I just go that way for you, Choma. Present one we have on our hands is more than what it's even predictable. It's even stable with Nigeria leadership now. At the moment, remember, when Nigerians are looking up to Trump now to rescue us. So at this time, you think President Tinubu will have that boldness to come and besides Trump on what he did in
It doesn't even
Venezuela.
have to be criticism. If he supports what Trump is doing, don't you think he'll be able to speak on that? Do you think he will not support it while the international community is condemning it?
What are they expecting Tinubu to say to condemn what happened, what Trump did, or to support Trump? I say that's neutrality for now, because the way what we are going through in Nigeria now is even more than what Tinubu should go and be using his hand to draw more problems to us. Let him play that role of that neutrality. Look at ECOWAS. If ECOWAS stable, the ECOWAS that is even in their kitty here, are they even able to manage it? They should leave Trump with what is going on in America and whatever Trump is doing. But I mean, are you not saying that America and Nigeria is also practically looking up to America now to come and rescue us? Do you think President Tinubu not making any statement on this matter? He doesn't know why. He didn't know why he's not making any statement. He is also aware that he pretends to be the leader of the government. He's slipping off his fence. It's a major responsibility of the government, welfare and security of the people. He has failed in it. Then you not think that the person that wants to rescue him will not be able to look inside or to help and say what you did in Venezuela, you are wrong. I mean, I don't think it's an issue at this moment. Let's leave that Venezuela matter and America to America people. We have more in our country here that is biting us. Are you not aware of what happened Niger State just yesterday, first day here, that we are still talking about with even till now? The number of deaths is still not uncertain. Are you not aware of that? Are you not even aware too that even the president that you are saying he should make statement and left this country on the 8th of December last year, and he told us that he's going to Europe. We don't know the particular country. Nobody announced the country was going to in Europe. And it was today yesterday we started seeing photographs that is in France, because the government is already too ashamed going to France. And they said it's going to Europe. Europe has 27 states. It's a continent. When he was leaving, they told us it's going to Europe. The particular country was not mentioned. So there are so many things that are surrounding darkness, that are surrounding the leadership, the governorship of this nation, that we need to go and put our hands into more again, that will further bring us into trouble. So,
hello, Mr. Elvis, are you there?
I'm with you.
You believe President Tinubu speaking on the U.S.-Venezuela situation can put Nigeria into further trouble?
Yeah, at this moment, now America is helping us. You don't buy the hand of you. So we don't need him to even make any categorical statement now that we like okay, because today it may be beneficial to us, because it makes any statement now that Trump is not comfortable with. Trump might do otherwise. Nobody know that Trump, but he can actually lead his temperament at every particular time. He brings surprises. So if Ghana has made statements, Nigeria is looking onto Ghana because Ghana has made statements. Nigeria should also look at the latest telling that was just heard in Ghana, how credible it was. Nobody will look at Ghana can conduct election, peacefully, and everybody in Ghana will be sacked. We're able to do that since this democracy came to being, when we cannot conduct another election. So if Ghana has gone far beyond us in terms of governance and all that, so we should not even be looking at how Ghana has made statements. Then people must go and make statements. Look at Ghana, how transparent as the election was. Nobody went to court. Every election we do in Nigeria, it's only 5 of the person that sits in the court, the judiciary, that now tell you this is not the person that will be your president or your. Is it not a shame that over 5 million, 10 million, 15 million, or 20 million people will come to the pool and vote, and only about 5 people will now say the vote of over 20 million Nigerians is null and void. Only 5 person will now begin to give you the person that will lead you for the next years. So we should not look at what Ghana is doing. We should look at what is, the problem that is tearing us on our faces here in Nigeria. We don't have credible leadership. Our governance system is completely write-off. But foreign countries are now mitigating in our own security and our own welfare, telling Nigerians where they have not been able to do well for their citizens. That's a failure of government. That the constitution is sworn to, for the people. So Trump and Venezuela and Tinubu should stay off for now. Let's see whether America can even help us to do more. Look at this Christmas Day strike in Sokoto. Look at the level of killing that have followed it. Nigerians are even saying that we need more of such strikes so that this killing can be contained. This killing we are hearing of trauma, these are human beings. These are breadwinners. These are children that we are looking up for tomorrow. These are housewives. These are fathers. They are brothers. It's because it doesn't happen to you don't mean that these people are just like log of wood. So they should come back home and even face the governors of this nation. And even if he wants to make statements, he must be very diplomatic in whatever he wants to say. But for me, making statements is not even an issue at this moment.
Let's talk about making statements. The president has ordered the military and the DSS to hunt down the terrorists who are behind the attack in Niger State. Of course, you heard about it. About 40 people were unfortunately murdered when terrorists attacked a market in Niger State. Now we're also getting reports that they also attacked a mobile police checkpoint in the same Niger State, and the officers had to flee when they set fires to their living quarters, destroyed their farm produce, and seized some of their belongings. Thankfully, there were no casualties. Would you say that despite the U.S. strikes, these terrorists have become more bold? They've become bolder, they've become more emboldened. They've been carrying out more attacks on churches, on mosques, despite the fact that they know that there is a U.S.-Nigeria military intelligence collaboration to fish them out.
Yes. Choma, I remember last week I was in the studio. We spoke about this brazenness of this terrorist things, the strike, the U.S. strike. I told you that this is even the time that Nigeria internal security system should be sure of, because we keep hearing that they are on the run, they are on the run. If they are on the run, they are so bold enough to enter the market. You know what it means to enter market? The entire market begin to shoot and kill people. So because they know that Nigerians are helpless, where is the Nigeria security forces when these people enter the market and kill? So I don't even want to believe now that Nigeria security system is even working any longer. Like I said, we have to more intelligence and that means they are in disarray. If they so please to believe they are running. For me, I don't believe they are running, because when you are running, you cannot even plan this kind of successful attack and get it. I don't believe in it. So they should open their eye more and see that even as they are running, they are picking them. This is the time that strategically they are supposed to even be much more position to make sure that this panic situation they are, if at all they are in any panic mode, that they are able to cash in on it and be able to override them. But unfortunately, we are not saying that. Okay, we keep hearing the president to issue statements. Have we not been hearing these statements? We'll be hearing statements, issue statements. Buhari issued it all to go and feed them out and do this. Has it been successful? We are not after this paying a conference visit and issuing statements. We want actions. We want to see reality on ground, Choma. Not after Nigerians have died, then the next thing is the government to issue statements. Let the armed forces feed them out. Let the armed forces do this. Who has it heard? Has this sort of situation? That is so irrelevant. Why don't you even prevent it instead of issuing statement as when it has happened? We're talking of proactive governance, not this reactive governance that after it has happened, then you now begin to issue statement. And issuing this statement somewhere abroad. Nigeria don't even know where their president is today. Don't even know where he is. I mean, why the home front is burning. So it's not even healthy. It's not healthy for us to start hearing that the president issues statement. We are not after that. We are after that Nigerians can go back. This is a new year. You can imagine the stabilization of these communities now. In this new year, just 5 days into the new year, Nigeria is already talking of this monumental killing. Then you cannot imagine where we are heading to in this new year if America does not come to my help us to solve this insecurity problem we have faced over the past 16 years.
All right, then, Mr. Elvis Alimihele, thank you so much for being a part of the news this evening. I do appreciate you. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, Esther. Have a blessed day.
All right, then. Thank you so much. You have been listening to the news at 6 right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Just before we wrap up, let's take a look at the top stories again. You heard that gunmen have attacked a mobile police checkpoint in Niger State. Governor Sanwo-Olu donates 100 million naira to Lagos military veterans. ADC faults federal government silence on Venezuela crisis, and police hunt for Rivers former SSG. Arrests pastor over alleged plot to assassinate Nyesom Wike. And that's a wrap on the news at 6 on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Chioma Innocent. Good evening to you, and thank you for listening. Do stay tuned. The evening rush will come up at 7 p.m.